Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, hola amigas, hola amigos. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to discuss, I'm actually back in the US, so I travel all the time, so yep. So bear with me. I enjoyed my trip in uh, in Colombia. Also, I was in Costa Rica. My Costa Rica videos are not out yet, but I'll be posting them. So anyways. So guys, today I want to discuss a very crucial question. Yeah, something it's really been bubbling in me, and I really want to share it with the general public, populations around the world about South Africa. So why? Do we know why? Why South Africans don't want immigrants in their country? Basically, they're talking about illegal immigrants. Why South Africans want illegal immigrants to leave their country? If I go back in history and I look at South Africa during the apartheid era, South Africa was actually built fundamentally by the apartheid regime, with indigenous labor, with labor from the population, the native populations. Yeah, they're the ones who supplied most of the labor throughout everywhere. So basically, South Africa was built by South Africans, whether under apartheid or post-apartheid, is still South Africans who built it. So now the irony is that the bulk of the population in South Africa, or indigenous populations, don't own the land. 80% of the land is owned by the Boers, so the Dutch-British mix that came during the colonial times, and it stayed that way. So it's very sad that when Mandela, I was happy when Mandela was released from prison, and everybody celebrated across the world, and he got a Nobel Prize. We were sad when Soweto children were being shot by police. There was all these riots and demonstrations. It was very disheartening for the whole world, for the whole of Africa, for the whole of the world. Now come independence, not really independence, come post-apartheid. So when I could say independence from apartheid. So when South Africa got independence from apartheid, that is what it is really. So when South Africa apartheid system was dismantled, Mandela came out of jail and became the first ANC president. I expected a lot of stuff that would happen. I expected redistribution of land. I expected, just like happened in Kenya after the colonial times, that the Boers of the people, the Africans, who own the bulk of the fertile, good land, would actually give up the land to the indigenous people who've been there for centuries. Yeah, this really didn't happen. Mandela was really soft, and there was a time I visited South Africa and I told them, you know what, Mandela was a great man, great man, and he was very nice, but he should have initiated uh, redistribution of land, so that if you're South African, whether you're Boer, you're indigenous, whoever you are, you should have equal opportunity in terms of land ownership. Not that a particular group of people should own so much land while a bigger bulk of the population don't own own only 20% of the land. Yeah, so like 10% on 80% of the land, while 80% on 20% of the land. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense, whether geographical sense, arithmetic sense, whatever sense, it doesn't make any sense. So I think after independence, there's something like, or after post-apartheid period, there's something like trying to have a willing buyer, willing seller redistribution of land, which really didn't happen very well. What I would have what I would have probably proposed was for the government to acquire the land and then redistribute it to the people, to the indigenous South Africans. Now let's come to the real gist of this topic right now. Is that after that happened, South Africa was like one of the biggest economy in Africa, and there's a flock of Africans, immigrants from other countries, mainly Zimbabwe, just across the border, because Zimbabwe had sanctions after Mugabe and all that. So a lot of Zimbabweans flocked in there. A few of the smaller countries that are around South Africa also came in. And then a flock of Nigerians also who poured into into South Africa, and Ghanaians too, and also Somalis and Ethiopians trying to do business. I don't know how the other countries, but all these groups, especially the four countries that have been mentioned adversely, the four groups of African immigrants, whether legal or illegal, most of them are illegal, still doing business. Are Nigerians, Ghanaians, Somalis, and Ethiopians. So those are the ones who make the bulk of the immigrant population there that the South Africans want out. And the South Africans want them out. Why? So let's look at, let's roll back. After post-apartheid period, opportunities were not so many. A lot of indigenous South Africans probably were not, I could say, were not a big majority, were not highly educated. So a lot of professional jobs that we will not be able to get to. And then also the poverty that has persisted has been there. There's no redistribution of resources, very good redistribution of resources. I could say that from just my perspective, what I see in the news. And this influx of many African immigrants from those four countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Somalia, and Ethiopia, coming in to do business and almost overrunning the South African people in terms of like they own this, they own this, they own this. And the majority of the people, South Africans, are unemployed and poor. What do you think will happen? Call it whatever you want. You call it Operation Dudula, March by March, which is now like they're marching to get rid of the illegal immigrants, and or xenophobia, whatever you call it. So this is the reaction of the people, the indigenous people who feel this is our country. We built it with our sweat. Of course, we were laborers most of the times, but we built it basically with our sweat. And now all these African populations are moving in and trying to reap some benefits out of this country, and we are still struggling. Crime rate is so high, poverty is so high, unemployment is so high. We don't want them here. So, so that's the argument from the South African side. They have to go by June 30th. Let them go. Let them go. We don't want them here. Let them go do business in their countries. Let Nigerians go do business in Nigeria if they're so good in business. Let them do business in Nigeria and build their country. If the Ghanaians are so good in business, small trade, let them do it in Ghana and build their own country. Let them mine the gold in Ghana or wherever. And the Ethiopians are so good in their business, and let them do business in Ethiopia, build Ethiopia. Yeah. If the Somalis are so good in business, let them go do business in Somalia and build their country. So basically what the South Africans are saying, whatever drove you guys out of your country, you'll find it here. If it was violence, you'll get violence here and you'll end up going back to your countries. So that's so there's been like breaking of shops, like groups roaming around, telling people you have to leave, you have to leave, you have to leave. This is not your country. I've not seen the violent attacks that were there last time. Last time when the xenophobia was really, I think it was some years ago. I don't remember which year. It was actually worse because they were actually beating up people and hurting people. Yeah, this time they're just marching and tell them you have to leave by June 30th. So if I was in South Africa and I was an immigrant, whether legal or illegal, I'll pack my bags and leave. So what Ghana did by airlifting the 300 Ghanaians was good. Yeah, let's bring back your population and let the population build your country. Why should they be like parasites in another country? Basically, that's what the South Africans see, that they're parasites. Yeah, they're here to suck our blood. They're here to suck our resources. They're here to get our money. If they're so good in business, let them go do business in their country. It makes some sense. And the other side is that the other argument from especially the people I've seen in social media arguing that we helped South Africa fight during apartheid era. Yeah, your countries probably helped a little bit here and there, but all the countries, many countries helped South Africa. So that does not mean they have a ticket of the citizens just romping into South Africa and staying there, whether legal or illegal, and accumulating in numbers, and then starting to create their own small kingdoms there. You don't work like that. And I remember this video, this Nigerian being crowned a king in somewhere, or a prince somewhere in South Africa. It's blasphemy. So, and those are the things that actually make people say, okay, you guys need to go back to your country. If you're so good in business, go do business back in your country. Don't do it over here. But let us sort our issues by ourselves. Let us sort our Boer, Afrikaner, indigenous people problem on our own. But you coming in and complicating that problem with the poverty here, we don't want you here. You got to leave. So that is, I think, the main reason this wave right now of anti-immigrant, more or less anti-immigrant talk in South Africa is taking place. The government said they'll fight illegal immigration, but if you just Google the entry laws of South Africa is one of the easiest countries to get into and stay there. I mean, it's good to visit as a tourist and leave, but getting there and staying there, doing business, staying over generations, marrying ladies there as anchor wives and staying there, it backfires at some point. It can't work throughout. It's like they say, you can't fool all the people all the time. You got to go back to your country and build your country. So basically, that's what the South Africans are saying, that illegal immigrants, that's what they say, illegal immigrants in South Africa from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Somalia, from Ethiopia, from Zimbabwe, need to leave by 30th June. Adios, amigos, adios, amigas. You guys got to leave. Go build your country. Your country needs you. Why? What are you doing in South Africa? Your country needs you. You need to go build your country. You don't need to hang out in South Africa because you think the economic attractions are better in South Africa than your country. Oxymoronic. The reason why I'm saying that is that each country, whether it's Europe, America, Russia, China, South Africa, Africa, is all the same. The earth is the same. It's made of soil, grass, trees, and rocks, period, and air and water. So, and this exists all over the world. So you can't think that the water in one country is better than the water in your own country, or the soil in another country is better than the soil in your own country, or the trees in another country are better than the trees in your own country. That thinking that going somewhere else is much better than being in your country is actually a flip-sided thinking. It's a stupid kind of thinking. Yeah. So what people should do, just stay in your country, build your country. You can go visit as a tourist, go visit 3, 4, 5 days and leave. Spend some money there, interact with the locals and leave, go back to your country and go build your country. Yeah. So basically that's what South Africans are saying indirectly. Whether the government listens to them or the Julius Malema defends the immigrants, illegal or legal, that's what thinking is, that you guys go do business back in your country. We don't want you here. Period. Let us do business in our country. You guys go do business in your country. The argument for those, what I've seen in social media, for those who are there, is that, you know what? We want a borderless Africa. We want this. A borderless Africa does not mean Nigerians flocking to South Africa, or Ghanaians flocking to South Africa, or Ethiopians flocking to South Africa, or Somalis flocking to South Africa. A borderless Africa simply means that you can move into one country, visit and go back to your country, and enjoy what you see and go back and we coexist, and you coexist with the others. It doesn't mean that you uproot yourself from your country and go to another country and stay there, do business, whether you're selling drugs or committing crimes, whatever you're doing. It doesn't mean that. And that's the flip side, the opposite kind of the upside down thinking that the immigrants have, especially the ones who flock to South Africa, that, we want a borderless Africa where anybody can go anywhere and do anything. Nope. I don't see South Africans flocking into Zimbabwe or flocking into Nigeria, to say the least. I don't see South Africans flocking anywhere. They don't go to Ghana, flock into Ghana. They don't flock into Ethiopia. They don't flock into Somalia. They don't flock into Kenya. You can actually hardly meet a South African outside South Africa. Very, very few. South Africans really leave their country. They love their country, so they don't actually leave their country. So they wonder why you guys don't love your countries, why you have to flock into into South Africa in a big wave. What's pushing you away? What's pushing you away from your country, and what's attracting you to South Africa, that you really was think that you can only live your life in South Africa, or you can only do business, or you can only own property in South Africa. You don't work like that. You don't work like that. In this global economy, you can do whatever you can do. You can do it anywhere, but best do it in your country. That's the best place to do it, where you've got social support, you've got family support, and everything. Yada. So probably some, like in Kenya, I would see, a lot of West Africans dealing drugs and all that on the streets, and police being bribed and all that. I've seen that myself with my own eyes. Yeah. So in South Africa, I don't know what the foreigners do, what the Nigerians are doing in South Africa, what makes them like be disliked by the South Africans. Yeah, but there's a lot of, it could be crime, it could be just being too many there, having your own small community. Yeah, the South Africans even talked to the Pakistanis. There are too many Pakistanis who moved into South Africa. They say, we don't want you here, guys. Go back to your countries and do business in your countries. That's a legitimate argument. Let me paraphrase it this way. If a visitor came to your house or your homestead and set base there, initially they come to visit, but 3-4 days they ain't leaving, they're staying. Then they put up a shack next to your house. Then you say, okay, just a shack. And then you have a place to sleep. Then okay, before you know it, they've opened a shop there. They're selling stuff, and then before you know it, they're now building a permanent house just next to your house, and this is your land. And you say, no, dude. Next time they're trying to buy your land, say, no, dude, you got to get out, get back, go back to where you came from, go back to your countries, and do whatever you're doing here, go do it in your country. Yeah, and that's actually the thinking that's going on in South Africa right now. That you guys, you want to come here, open supermarkets, open barber shops, open whatever small business. No. Go do those small businesses in your country. You've got a population in your country. You've got a market in your country. Why? What's pushing you away from your country to bring you here to do business here in South Africa? I remember Tanzania actually banning small traders from coming to trade, especially from Kenya, going to trade in South Africa, like not South Africa, in Tanzania, like barber shops, small shops here and there. So Tanzania banned that because they see that the population needs to fill in those gaps. And when foreigners come in and start doing, like Kenyans go to Tanzania and start doing small business, then it's like you can't say it's like a direct substitution of the jobs, but then the locals will feel that, how come you guys are now coming to do business here? We guys are not coming to do business in your country. What's wrong? There's not like an exchange program or something like that. There's no exchange program or something like that. So why don't you guys just stay in your country, do small business in your country? You don't need to come to our country to do business in our country. So that is the thinking, and I think the thinking will eventually reflect all over. Now, someone said that he wonders why Nigerians and Ghanaians are rushing into South Africa. They could go to Senegal, they could go to Chad, they could go to Morocco. It's much closer. Why are they going all the way to South Africa? So it's like, this idea that another country is much better than your country is hogwash. Or another country has more economic opportunities than a country is really hogwash. People really just need to stay in their countries, do business in their country, and not move into other countries and think that that's where their life will be much better, and they live a much softer life, and so on and so on and see. And the other. Worst of all, I don't want to mention it, but crime, drugs, selling drugs. A lot of people who come like that, illegal immigrants, they also use as drug malls, they use as peddlers in the streets. Yeah, and that creates a problem because the locals now see you guys as a problem, because here you are, you've got your small community here, you're doing your stuff, probably you're selling drugs, or you're committing other crimes, whatever you're doing, and it comes a point where their safety, they think that when you're here, when you're in their country is not that safe. Like you guys would be better off in your own country and doing that small trading in your own country than come flock into their country. So basically, that's what I'm saying. That's what the South Africans are saying. The South Africans are saying by June 30th, you illegal immigrants, mainly African illegal immigrants, pack up your bags and leave South Africa. You don't need to be airlifted. The way you came, go the same way. If you came through a Panya route or crossed the border, jumped across a fence, go back, jump across that fence and go back to where you came from. Same with the Pakistanis, whoever who are non-African immigrants in South Africa. Same. Go back. If you took a boat all the way from Pakistan to South Africa, take another boat and go back and do business in Pakistan. So basically that's what the March for March is in South Africa right now. And the Zulus, the Xhosas, they're feeling, no way guys, you guys are just too many here. 4 million immigrants. Is it 4 to 8 million? I think it's almost 8 million immigrants in South Africa. They say, you guys are too much, you just need to leave. Yeah. So basically that's the gist of the story, and that's my analysis of why South Africans want illegal immigrants to leave their country. Yes. So that's my analysis. I'm not supporting any side, but it's a very objective analysis, according to me, that there's no point going to another country and doing business in that country when you can do the same business in your country. Point taken. You got a population in that country, you got a population in your country too. You got money in that country, you got money in your country too. Yeah. So trade locally, use the local population. And if you want to open a restaurant, you don't have to go all the way to South Africa to open a restaurant. Open that restaurant in your own country, in your own backyard, in your own village, in your own town. Yeah. So that's my take in terms of illegal immigrants in South Africa, and I think this eventually will apply to most countries, most African countries, because of this abuse of movement of people, and then people ending up doing bad deals wherever they go, committing crime, or selling drugs. So this will happen all over. It will happen also in Kenya. Kenya will also soon start saying, you guys from wherever you came from, you got to pack up your bags and go. Same with Uganda, same with Tanzania, same with Ethiopia itself, same with Somalia itself. They'll say, you guys are flocking in here. Of course, right now, no African nationalities are flocking to those countries. But when they start flocking to those countries, like if Kenyans flock into Nigerians and they're everywhere in Nigeria doing business, Nigerians will say, you guys get out, get out. Same with Ghana. If Nigerians flock into Ghana and start to do business, that happened some time ago. Ghanaians said, you Nigerians got to get out, and almost a war between Nigeria and Ghana. So this is a global thing, Yeah. You can just wake up, go to another country, call your brother, somebody else, and you guys form a community in another country. I do think you'll live a peaceful, harmonious existence with the locals. It rarely happens that. Yeah. It really happens. At some point, the locals will say, no, we've taken enough. You guys need to pack up your bags and leave. Yeah. So that's my take in terms of South Africans asking illegal immigrants to pack up their bags and leave by June 30th of this month. Just like 2 weeks from now, 2-3 weeks from now, you guys in South Africa need to pack up your bags and leave. Ghanaians, Nigerians, Ethiopians, Somalis, you guys and Zimbabweans, you guys need to pack up your bags and leave South Africa for South Africans. Let them do their own business, let them tackle their own problems with the Boers. But you guys need to leave them alone. Leave that country, go back to your country. If your countries can evacuate you, like Ghana did 300, say, come get them. And in fact, Ghana should get more, not only 300. They should have had like 4, 5, 10 planes there taking up everybody and get everybody out of their back to their country. Yeah. So basically that's my take, and that illegal immigrants in South Africa should probably think twice about staying in South Africa, and probably think about how they're going to leave South Africa before that deadline issued by the March for March, and the Zulus and the Xhosas, those people who are demonstrating on the streets before that time, because after that time, I don't know, anything can happen. It can go back to where there was a violent kind of pushback, where they're pushing the illegal immigrants out to yeah, like the Operation Dudula, whatever they called it, yeah. So that's my take, and I hope you guys enjoy this perspective, this video. I'll just post it, and you guys can react. It's just my analysis, my fair analysis about the situation happening right now in South Africa. Ciao, guys. Adios, amigos. Adios, muchachos. I love you guys. Watch till the end. Ciao. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. Make sure you get those numbers up, and you just comment down there what you think. I think that's the last time I posted about about South Africa. So many people comment. I had to like close the comment section, because the comment section was getting a little bit too heated. Yeah, when I talked about land redistribution in South Africa, and the Boers owning most of the land, or the indigenous population on a very small percentage of the land, while they're the majority. Yeah. So so that's my take, guys, and you guys just watch what's going on in South Africa. It's interesting. I think, like in the Shenzhen, if you compare the Shenzhen kind of visa, like in Europe, people in the Shenzhen area can actually move and trade in whichever country they want. There's no restrictions. So, but I think local governments probably could have some restrictions. I don't know, but they can move and live in the different parts of the countries. But I didn't see like a very big group. Like I saw like there's some groups that are in Germany, like right now. I saw a lot of Romanians and a lot of Ukrainians, just because of the war. Romanians, I don't know the reason, but Ukrainians because of the war. So so it happens like that, and so at some point, and a lot of tax also in I don't know, Turkey is a European Shenzhen country, I'm not sure, but a lot of tax also in Germany. So at some point, the pushback starts when you're too many, taking over stuff, too many. The pushback starts from the local people. They feel they've been overrun, and they can't take it anymore, and you guys need to leave. Yeah. So basically, but we can't compare Shenzhen with Africa. The OAU is a little different in terms. It's not really a unified body. There's no unified currency. There's no unified government. There's no, like, people, the head of states meet and they discuss, but there's no unified body that really makes policies for all those countries together. So it's a little different. So someone can compare the EU with OAU. It's not really exactly the same. Yeah. So that's my take in terms of South Africans asking asking illegal immigrants to leave the country by June 30th. Kenya might start to doing the same thing. You never know. Start asking, especially in Kenya, there's so many Nigerians and Ghanaians. Many Nigerians, yeah. There's some Ghanaians too, some people from Togo. So as the Nigerians accumulate in Kenya, and the big numbers in the residential areas, and whatever business they're doing is not known, whether they're selling drugs or they're doing whatever, or they're doing online what do you call it, online scamming, nobody knows, because I'm told they come out at night during the day they're in the houses. So whatever the immigrants do in the country, in a different country, let them know that time will come when they'll be uprooted, and they'll go back to their countries, especially the illegal ones. I know, like Kenya doesn't have, you can't come to Kenya and stay in Kenya for indefinitely. No, you've got like a visiting period of like 30 days. If those are like 3 months, 90 days. Most countries have that. After 90 days, uh, your stay is not welcome and you need to leave. But if you stayed longer, you stayed about 1 year, and not really employed, you're not doing anything. You're not employed, you're just living in someone's house. One year, 2 years, 3 years. If the security forces are serious, they'll catch you and they'll repatriate you. Yeah, I know Kenya is a little tricky because Kenya is I don't think they're really that serious in terms of getting rid of illegal immigrants, because I know in Kenya there are a lot of people from Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, in the villages, yeah, doing business, owning some property with fake IDs, also all that, yeah, and the authorities are not really doing much. So, but it will come a point where the people themselves will say, no, we had enough of you guys here. You guys got to go. You got to leave. Yeah. So basically, that's my take. That's my analysis about illegal immigrants in South Africa and any other African country for that matter. It's all the same script. It will play itself at some point. It will play the same. Yeah. So ciao for now. I love you guys on the beach and back. Watch until the end and comment down there. What do you think? What do you think was the reason why all these Ghanaians and Nigerians and Ethiopians and Somalis flocked into South Africa? Why they couldn't do business in their own country? And why they don't want to build their own country? They want to build South Africa. They want to create employment for South Africans, but they don't want to create employment for their own people in their own countries. It's oxymoronic. It's a moronic reasoning. Yeah, same with Kenya, where all these Nigerians in the residential estates doing in Kenya. I mean, whatever they're doing in Kenya, they should be doing it in their own country, back in their country. They don't need to come over to Kenya and do whatever they're doing in Kenya. They could do that in their country. Whatever they're selling, whatever they're doing, whatever they're doing on the computers, they could do that from their own countries. They don't have to come all the way from Nigeria or Ghana to Kenya to do that, or Cameroon to do that. So that means it could be something not very legit. Yeah. So basically, that's my take, and I wish you guys the best. And as you watch this, that's what's unfolding right now in South Africa, and I know it will unfold also in other African countries with time. South Africa is just more work in terms of their consciousness about their country and foreigners, and while other countries are more welcoming to foreigners, like Kenyans are just too welcoming to foreigners into a manner where it's like stupidity. but South Africa say no, you guys got to go back to your countries. Yeah, you got no business doing business here. Go do business back in your countries. Go build your country. The grass is the same, the trees are the same, the soil is the same, the sun is the same. What brings you here? What brings you guys flocking into our country? For what reason? Yeah, so that's my take. I wish you guys the best, and watch this video till the end, and you can comment and tell me what you think. Ciao for now. Adios, amigos.